Hello, everyone. Welcome to the new people. If you've never been here, welcome back to everyone returning. If you don't know, my name is Trisha, and my channel is Echoes of Clarity Tarot. I do all different kinds of readings. My main focus on YouTube has been true crime investigations. I do general readings as well. Um, I will do love readings if they're requested. I do a little bit of like group collective readings. There's one I posted today, a mediumship one. I'm gonna start trying to do some of those. I also do mediumship. If you want to request a personal reading, let me know in my comments and I'll give you the information to contact me. Um, We are and have been going hard with the Idaho 4 case. I do other true crime readings. There's just been a lot going on in this case. Um, about a year ago, I guess, Dylan Mortenson's father did what I call an interesting interview with the Daily Mail. Appleton, somebody named Appleton, Reuben Appleton, or something like that. I think he wrote a book. I was writing a book, but he supposedly lived right down the road, and that's the only person that I guess her father did an interview with um that I'm aware of anyway. We do know her father has a criminal past. I think it's domestic DV. Um, but what makes it so interesting now is the fact that the defense has hired a forensic investigator, someone who can get the stuff off of the phones that's been deleted. He works with our military and all that. His last name is Roloff, to retrieve messages, pictures. I think they said TikTok stuff too, between Dylan and her father. I guess before and after the crimes. Or at least after the crimes. We thought that there was like one call that morning before 911 was called. We've learned that there seems to be other ones. This is all alleged, not fact, my opinion. I don't think we haven't seen the proof of what he's found, but I'm sure defense didn't hire him for nothing or for no reason. So that's going to be interesting. The other thing is, he was pushing that she was isolating herself, not going anywhere, not going anywhere. And I think it was like a week later is when that picture come out of her friend's house. I guess they were having a sorority party or something. And her mom took a picture and they were kind of lit, I guess. And then somebody commented something, and the girl's mom said that Dylan didn't know what happened because she was too intoxicated the night the crimes happened. All kind of stuff happened. The girl's mama took it off, the comment stuff off or whatever. I don't know. I think that picture may still be out. I'm not sure. But my point is, it's interesting because why in the world is he pushing so much? She's isolating herself, isolating. That's just weird to me, especially if that's not even what's going on. Like, you know, the way I see it is if she's not guilty, I mean, she's gonna have to move on with her life. Why push almost a year later that she's isolating? I mean, that just made no sense to me. Well, now, with all this, I wanted to go through and read the interview, most of it. There's a couple parts I'll tell you about that we're not going to pull cards on, but I'm going to pull cards as I read to see what we get. Please remember, this is all alleged, not fact, my opinion. It's a tarot reading. The energy of these cards are up for interpretation. You may get a completely different message than I do, and that is fine. At the top, it says, everything said is alleged, not fact. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Some of these people are not even being tried, have not even been arrested, have not even been accused. So we are not going to point a finger. We are just going to discuss opinions, and what we think could, might, whatever be relevant. But again, remembering that everything we speak about is our opinion. It is all alleged. It is not fact. So, knowing that, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. If there's a case you want me to look into, please leave it in the comments and leave me a little bit of detail, or just a link where I can find just a little bit of detail. I don't really go all into the cases before I read. I just get a little bit of background so I know what's going on. But I will be happy to look into whatever cases, and if there's one personal to you, let me know that as well. I want to thank everybody for their support. I've gotten a whole lot of support. I usually don't make validation videos. I did make some mediumship videos, like where I had channeled stuff before some of this court stuff. They're labeled like mediumship with, or channeling with Kaylee, channeling with Maddie, channeling with Xana, channeling with Ethan. And there are some, what, in my opinion, some interesting things that come out. Some of it seems to be kind of true, or maybe true. Some of it may not be. Not everything I get is going to be right. That's another thing. I will never tell you I'm always going to be right, because that's just ridiculous. Okay. So let's get this started. Oh, sorry, y'all. I had to find the article. Oh, we got to turn the camera on. Ha ha. Okay. Sometimes there is a glare. And I don't know what is going on with that thing. I hit it or something. That thing all out of whack. All out of whack, 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 whack. All wackety doodled. Okay. Hang on, let me fix this, y'all, because I don't really know what's going on. Okay. Okay, so I try to keep the glare off of it. Most of the time it's not going to. It's because the way the light is. And if I take that away too much, then there's a shadow. It's just, one thing after another with that. So, let's see. So my main focus is keeping this where y'all can see it. Yeah, I'm not worried about it being so wide right now, so we can just push it down. I'm more worried about y'all just being able to see it. Sometimes I need it wide or whatever for some of the spreads, but like, I'm not concerned with that right this minute. Right now, I'm just more concerned with y'all being able to see the cards. Okay, sorry, y'all. Alrighty, so let's do this. Now, let me get this up. If I can remember, I will link this. It's in the Daily Mail. You should just be able to search Brent Mortenson's interview with Appleton or Appleman, Daily Mail, and the article should come up. It's November 20, October 2023. October 3rd, 2023. I was thinking it was 2024. I guess it's 2023. So, anyway, that's that. So, okay. Idaho murder victims roommate Dylan Mortensen is isolating herself but healing by gaming online with groups of friends. As her father says, he is deeply heartbroken by the brutal cyberbullies. That's just the headline to start. The surviving roommate of the Idaho murder victims, Dylan Mortensen, is reportedly isolating herself after experiencing brutal dogpiling on social media since the quadruple homicide in November. New details have emerged about the well-being of the 21-year-old roommate who was in the house on the night of the brutal massacre and told police she witnessed a man walk past her bedroom after he had killed her friends. Author and private investigator Ruben Appelman is the only reporter to speak with the father of Mortensen, one of only two survivors from the university murder house, which is an off-campus house, but anyway. Okay. Let's see what we got. The High Priestess, which is knowledge, sharing, beliefs, fellowship. This is someone who has secrets that knows everything but not telling it. Knight of Cups. Sorry, y'all. This could represent her dad. Wanted to protect her. Three of Wands. Returning home, holding on to the past, and happy with choices. Oops, I just hit the thing. So, let me get one more of these, and then we'll get the Whispers of the Unsolved, the True Crime cards. Four of Cups. Apathy, mediation, regret, yeah. So yeah, I mean, she was getting dog piled on, because people wanted answers. What can we know about let me see. Dylan isolating herself after experiencing brutal dogpiling on social media since the quadruple homicide in November. Imprisonment. Yeah, she's not wanting to isolate. She feels like she's trapped like that. Optical illusion in reverse. So it's not an optical illusion, real, seeing what's real. I feel like her and her dad both are being directed in what they say and in her isolating. Let's see. New details have emerged about the well-being of the 21-year-old roommate who was in the house on the night of the brutal massacre and told police she witnessed a man who walked past her bedroom after he killed her friends. Ancestors, angels in reverse, so that's the devil. So that witnessing a man. Natural disaster in reverse, man-made disaster. No, do not enter wrong way. So, is this saying that that's not what she witnessed? Government in reverse. Affluent, wealthy, upper class. She is saying what government exposed and the people in power are telling her to. That's what she's doing now as well. And she's not really excited about this isolation thing or whatever they're calling it. Also, she's not really isolating. That's what I meant too. Okay. Author and private investigator J. Reuben Appleman is the only reporter to speak with the father of Mortensen, one of only 2 survivors from the university murdered house. In the beginning weeks after those homicides, she was basically dogpiled on social media, he said in an interview with Ashley Banfield to discuss his new book, While Idaho Slept. Vile web sleuths had accused Mortensen of being involved with the crimes, while others called her a drug dealer, among other names he added. All right, let me get this up. Where'd it go? Okay. Just a second, y'all. Crap. One of the other cards fell too, and I didn't even know it. Ugh. Okay. That. Okay. Okay. That's the high priestess again, so. Yes, that is going on, but it's because there's secrets people think. I mean, no, she has 9 of Cups in reverse, Shattered Dreams, Underachieving Negativity, Queen of Swords, that is her protection. I mean, she's protected, and people feel that, so that's why they were. Remember, this is right after, well, not right after, but a year after. Almost a year after. Okay. This was part of the trauma that she experienced, he said. Dylan herself has retreated from the public eye. Very few people see her. Knight of Wands. Risk taker, free spirit. So in and out energy, like coming up with new ideas for fast energy, like to get in and out of places so she's not seen, but she's still, Ace of Swords in reverse, misinformation, wrong decision, lack of focus. That, to me, allegedly not fact, is for the trauma part in Swords, and the very few people see her. 3 of Swords in reverse, overcoming grief, closure, and forgiveness. So, what can we know about the Knight of Wands energy and Dylan retreating from the public eye? I mean, yes, and strategy exposed. Yeah, so that's a strategy there. That way she's not questioned. Perversion in reverse, to keep from making a mess of, and her making a mess of talking, or also her deal, her freedom deal. So, Morton's father expressed heartache over his daughter suffering the brutal cyberbullies after the trauma she experienced from surviving the November massacre. New World Order. I mean, she was Allegedly not fact. Opinion. Down the rabbit hole in reverse. You don't have to go down the rabbit hole to, find the truth. But Mortensen's father told Appleman that his daughter is in the process of healing despite being hounded by bullies. She is in trauma therapy of sorts. She is getting help from the spiritual community, he said to Banfield. Isolating herself, but is stepping out a little at a time. She is gaming online with peers in group gaming sessions, biology, chemistry, scientific. So, yes, she is, and she's also being led what to say and do. Pattern repetition. Yep. Mind control in reverse. So, it's not like they're controlling her mind, but they are telling her what to say, what to do, how to act. Man-made disaster. She's doing what she can without going into public, he added. Loyalty. Yep, she is taking orders, and he is too, allegedly not fact, my opinion, from royalty with high up the people in control, allegedly. Not fact, my opinion. All my opinion, no facts here. Okay. My mouth is so dry. Hang on. Okay. Mortensen and Bethany Funk, also 19 at the time of the murders, both survived the November 13 bloodbath but lost three of their roommates, Kaylee Guncalves and Madison Mogan, they're 21, Xana Kernodle, 20, in the vicious attack, and Xana's boyfriend, Ethan Chapin, 21, was also murdered. He was 22, actually. Knight of Swords. Assertive, opinionated, impulsive. That's what I think the author's trying to be there. Brian Koberger, 28, a PhD student at Washington State University, was charged with the 4 murders and a charge of burglary. Idaho is a death penalty state. Queen of Swords. Protective. Initial details from the affidavit released in January said that Mortensen opened her door to find a man clad in black clothing and a mask with bushy eyebrows, which we know. 10 of Wands. Too much to carry, learn to say no, irresponsible. Like, that's a heavy burden because it's not it. In the affidavit, police described how Mortensen froze in fear early on November 13th after spotting the killer, having opened her bedroom door after hearing noises in the 6-bedroom rental home. The witness is described as standing in a frozen shock phase as the man walked toward the house's back door before she locked herself in her room. That's a lie, too. 7 of Swords. Coming clean, fresh start. Because we know that's a lie, so that's what that's saying. The teen told police she locked herself in the second floor bedroom after the encounter with a killer who was wearing a ski mask at the time, but didn't dial 911. Police weren't called to the scene until 11:58 a.m., 7.5, and it was like 8 or 9 hours, actually. 8 of Swords, self-acceptance and clearly release. So, getting out of a trap. Because she has protection, that's why. Okay, we're fixing to pull some true crime cards to go with this. First they were asleep, then it was frozen shock. Now it's okay. All right. She opened the door twice before, once after hearing Kaylee say someone was in the house, and again after the sound of crying come from Xana's bedroom. Death and money in reverse. Her deal. I mean, she heard the death and she's got a deal, and there's the Democrat in reverse card, so police weren't called to the scene until 11:58. Air travel. So giving folks time to travel, to get out of there. They got it wrong in reverse, so wrong way, so we're going the right way. We got it right because that's what I just said. Oh God. Okay. Caught, evil demonic, fired in reverse, hired, and psyop political warfare exposed. So hired like a deal, political warfare. I mean psyop. And that is what is releasing her from being trapped, releasing her out of the water. Allegedly, not fact. My opinion, not fact. My opinion only, y'all, not fact. Tarot reading, all alleged. My opinion. Okay. As far as what we got in the cards, and I mean, we know the stuff that some of what I've said has been in documents, so, but y'all know what I'm saying when I say not fact. Okay. The second time she opened her door, she heard a male voice say something like, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." At 4:17 a.m., a neighbor's security camera picked up audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper followed by a loud thud. A dog can also be heard barking numerous times. Dave said, something about they can't hear nothing on the video. I'm not sure. Mortensen stated she opened her door for a third time after she heard the crying and saw a figure clad in black clothing, mask that covered the person's mouth and nose, walking towards her. Seven of Swords. It's a lie. Two of Pentacles. Overwhelmed, spread too thin. Stress, imbalance, not able to balance everything out. All of her statement, like everything did not balance out because, Okay. The family of Kaylee Goncalves have defended Mortensen's actions. Attorney Shannon Gray, who is representing the Goncalves family, said Mortensen was likely scared to death when she encountered the man, and insisted that she was still a victim in the case. Knight of Swords, him trying to control the narrative, like be opinionated, like control, what people think. In his interview, Appleman also described meeting with a childhood friend of Koberger. Okay, we're not reading that part because it is whatever. Something about screamo music that he listened to. Okay. Appleman, who is a 25-year Idaho resident, was the first reporter Mortensen's father agreed to speak with. He lives just a couple of miles from the Mortensen residence, which he said may have given him an in. When I went to speak to her father, I was able to just walk up to his house. Many national news correspondents had tried the same thing, Appleman told Banfield. King of Swords in reverse. Manipulative, abusive, and controlling. Okay, well, that's that. On why Appleman was the first reporter Mortensen's father agreed to speak with, he said, "I don't know. I caught him on the right day or what, but he hadn't spoke to anybody else. He had turned down New York Times. I had Idaho plates on my car. Maybe that had something to do with it. I've lived here for 25 years. I live just a couple of miles from Dylan Mortensen, actually, and a couple of miles in the other direction from her father, he added. Where the hell does Dylan live? Okay. Four of Cups. Apathy, mediation, regret. Oh, yeah, I think he regrets doing that video. This interview. I was able to pull up to his house. He answered the door. I told him, as an Idaho guy researching this book, and I told him as an Idaho guy researching his book, and I don't know if I caught him on the right day or what, but he hadn't spoke to anybody else. He had a very large dog that was watching me very carefully, and I think that Brent Mortensen was watching me carefully too. He has a lot of reason to distrust reporters. Ace of Cups, blocked emotion, bad news, unrequited love. Oh, because, yeah. Okay. Is there any more to this? I can't remember, y'all. Let me see. No. So. All right, let's get a little bit more context into this. The last part of this, which I think is baloney, but you know. Okay, so the real reason Dylan's dad let Appleman come in the yard to do the report. Kidnapped, hands tied in reverse. So somebody advised him to science experiment. Probably to see how people were going to react to what they were saying. Trafficking. So moving, keeping something moving. Hang on. Ego. Yeah, it's ego. It's all about to see how the public was going to react. Plot twist. Oh yeah, because there was a plot twist. Hidden or missing key. So there was a plot twist with a hidden or missing key. What was hidden or missing? Friend. Healing, recovery, alignment. Yeah, in reverse. So not really showing she need healing from the loss of her friends. Mental health in reverse. Yeah, so just doing what she was told. Party celebration in reverse. So weapon in reverse. What do we need to know about the weapon? Oh, trapped. Frozen, preserved. Oh, we can't know anything else about that. Meaning over, yeah, neighborhood, yeah. Manipulating, gaslighting, control, in space, change of plans. Love, cleanup, road, distance, journey, and DNA. So change of plans to explore Go on a journey of cleanup and DNA. Cover up exposed. Secrets out. Delays in reverse. To not cause any other delays. Okay, so now what I want to do to end this, please remember this is all alleged, not fact, my opinion. Can I please have one card from each of the four to confirm this? Give us a password or direct confirmation. Kaylee. Conspiracy theory, that's what they're saying, yep. Maddie. False flag, terrorism, so it's a false flag, that conspiracy thing they're throwing out. Xana. Premeditated in reverse. All of this has been premeditated, but they're trying to hide it. And allegedly not fact, my opinion. Okay, and Ethan. Paper trail in reverse. So it's, I'm not going to say there is no trail. It's going to, it's going to be very hard to find one. Is that correct? One more. Caregiver medical stuff, yes. Okay. Now what I want to do is we're going to get one of these cards and then one of our mediumship cards. This card is the missing variables. It just kind of gives us a little bit more insight. Okay. The voice of justice, Queen of Clubs, shining a light in the darkness. Master of the game, use both charm and strategy to control operations. Dual personality, a public figure with a carefully curated image and a much darker, secretive side. Loyal to power. While loyal to the king or empire she serves, her loyalty is based on self-preservation. Calculated risk taker, she knows when to play it safe and when to push for more. Public perfectionist, appears flawless to the outside world, but is involved in shady dealings behind the scenes. Queen of secrets, holds critical information that could topple the empire but keeps it under wraps. Feared manipulator, has no qualms about using people as pawns to secure her position. My vision lights the way, but my motives remain my own. Okie dokie. Now, okay. This is a mediumship card, like, but the Jokers and Wilds give just more like sort of investigative information. Okay, so let's pick one. Take it easy, Eagles. Holiday New Year's. Joker of Diamonds. Think back to the warmth, the light. There's something waiting there. Summer was when I felt the most alive. June, July, or August holds an important connection between us. A trip, a moment, or habit I had in summer still lingers. If you need to reconnect with me, go outside in the sun. There was joy, freedom, and clarity in the season. What do you remember? Something unresolved started in the summer. What happened that year? This is the time of year you feel me the strongest. Listen for me in quiet moments, familiar echoes, and the spaces between words. That bothers me for the simple fact that remember, um, was it Mallory? Miss Potts was saying that wanted Kaylee and Xana's phone, saying that he thought there was some kind of proof or something about the crime from July to August or something like that. Allegedly, not fact, my opinion. That was in the document, but still. Okay, y'all. I think that's it. Thank you very much. Please remember to do all the YouTube things: like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Please remember this is an energy reading. It is not fact. It is all alleged. My opinion, not fact. Y'all have a good day, and I will see you on the next one.